Welcome back. Welcome to the podcast where we think we know everything, but we don't know shit. But what we do know is we got a great show lined up tonight, boy. I can't wait. I'm not gonna tell you who, but most of you all, if you saw the promo, you already know who we got. I just said I wasn't gonna tell you, so you gotta wait. But we also have a guest coming in tonight. If you are a watcher of the podcast, you've seen her before. And I'm not going to tell you who that is either. But what I will tell you is Matt Eberflus got to go. We lost 5 in a row. His ass got to go. He must. That's not acceptable, man. That's fucking terrible.
Step into my office. Why? Because you're fucking fired.
The offense looked a little better, but there are no moral victories. Fuck it, we lost. So it doesn't matter if the offense looked a little better. Yay. So fucking what? We lost. It's the L in the loss column. But anyway, let's get this show started, shall we? Hit it, Commission.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, where they think they know everything, but honestly, they don't know shit.
Watch these summer league games and they tell you about these new up-and-coming coaches.
I think we should get rid of every motherfucking owner in Chicago.
Enzo and Caruso, both when they are on the court, are like your defensive generals.
But they need to get that strong safety who's not scared to hit somebody.
They really don't know shit.
Yeah. So that game, man, it was a heartbreaker. I know, but we aren't going to start off talking about that because we have a special guest in here, like I said. So we're going to get right into it with him. I can't wait. So we have a special highlight reel that our guy Easy put together. He's a master of putting together these highlight reels for our great guests. And this one is probably the greatest yet. But let's go ahead and hit it, Commission. Definitely one of the most exciting quarterbacks we've ever had in Bears history, at least as long as I've lived. Mr. Jim McMahon.
How you doing tonight, guys?
All right. So our producer decided to do things backwards. He brought you in without letting me introduce you, and I didn't bring in my guys. So let me bring in my guys real quick. First, I'm going to bring in my man, the stat man, who knows every single stat from every single team, 80s and 90s, my man, JB.
I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I got friends in this town, and they tell me things.
I'm not sure what that was, but what's
don't
up,
know.
JB?
Brother Mac, how you feel?
Good. Good to talk to you guys.
Man, I'm excited. Can't wait.
Glad to have you in here. All right, let me get another part of the team in here. My man Frank the Tank, who usually has that Hawk talk, but we're not talking Black Hawks.
You know it. Love it. Love the intros now. I like it.
Yeah, I don't like intros so much.
I like it so far. Jim, happy to have you on, man. So
Great
glad
to be
you're
on.
talking.
It was nice to see you. We actually did throw the ball a little bit back in the day.
You did.
Yes.
You slang that ball a bit. You slang that ball and got everybody involved too, which is one thing Caleb did right the other day. He got everybody involved. But let's bring in our last part of the All-Star team, who probably has the foulest mouth in the city. He curses a lot. My man,
Foul mouth. Fuck you, man.
I like him already.
Damn, how the hell are you?
Good, my man. Good.
Hey, I just want to say, man, you were my favorite quarterback. That's why I'm rocking the Roselle. Got the sunglasses. Got my man Grogu here.
I like the headband.
Oh yeah,
Representing that head.
hey,
man.
my mom made me one of these back in the day.
It does look a little tight on your head. I'm not gonna lie.
It does. My head got bigger.
Uh-oh. So, Mr. Jim, before we get into any football, we want to talk about you and what you're doing now.
Okay.
So you want to speak on that a little bit?
Well, I was pretty much retired until about almost 5 years ago now. Kyle Turley, another ex-NFL player, he was in the CBD business for quite a while, and then he got into the cannabis business.
Right.
And he called me up and asked me to join his team, and I was happy to do it. And I've always been a proponent of marijuana. I don't believe it's a drug; it's a medicinal herb. You know, we all have a cannabinoid system in our bodies. We're supposed to be using this plant. You know, not we don't have an alcohol system or an OxyContin system. You have a cannabinoid system. Yeah. And that's what this plant does. It heals you. Whether, you know, those pills they give you all those years, all they did was just ruin your insides and make you foggy all the time.
Okay.
So that's what I've been into, traveling a lot. I was just up in Minnesota. I got home yesterday. I was up there with Tommy Kramer, the old Viking quarterback, Rudy Rudiger from Rudy, and then Jimmy Chitwood from Hoosiers, and had a good time. Spent a couple days with those guys, and we signed a hell of a lot of autographs. And I finally got to see a little bit of the Bears game.
Oh, okay.
It's the first time I've seen them in years, and that's usually the only time I ever see any football is if I'm sitting in a bar or a restaurant and they got it on TV. I'm not sitting at home watching it.
So that was actually going to be one of my questions. I'm glad you answered it already. So you still follow football that much in there? You just
not really. I love to play the game, but as far as watching it, I can't stand it. It's restaurant. And then listening to some of these announcers too, it's just I'd rather not.
Is there a particular announcer that you don't like?
No, there's no particular ones. It just, you know, you just get tired of hearing some of the stuff that you hear out of them. Okay. That's why I don't watch it much. You know, I've had enough. You know, I played 15 years. I've been out almost 30 now. So, and it's been a good life. You know, I've got 7 grandkids now, and
wow,
oh, congratulations!
Yeah, just time's flying by. You know, it was damn near 40 years ago that we won the Super Bowl. So it goes in a heartbeat, man.
Yeah, I was 10. So, Mr. Jim, I wanted to ask you, since now we're jumping into football, I wanted to ask you, how did it feel having all of those weapons? You had Willie Gault, you had Dennis McKinney, you had Emory Moorhead, you had weapons everywhere. And you had a great offensive line.
That was the key. You got to have an offensive line. It doesn't matter who your, backs, your receivers. If those 5 guys up front can't do a job, then you've got no chance. And when I first got to Chicago, we weren't all that good up front. 82, 83. And 84, they turned it around. And then I think from 84 to 80, until I left in 89, those same 5 guys were playing together. And that's a big key. None of those guys missed games. They worked together every week, and they knew each other's tendencies, and they were damn good. We led the league in rushing 4 straight years, which had never been done. And then I don't think it's ever been done since either. And that's a tribute to those guys, because everybody knew we were going to run the damn ball. I mean, we faced 7, 8 man fronts, and this was like, run the damn ball.
Right.
Yeah.
You got the best running back in the world.
Yeah, but it doesn't, you're outnumbered. Defense got you outnumbered. And so, it's much easier to throw it to them than hand it off to them all the time. And I tried to convince Mike of that, but he wasn't having much of it.
Yeah, we've heard that before. We've heard that before.
Well, right. So, well, before we get into that, Mac, speaking to that, because when you came from BYU into the Bears organization, you were known for airing people out. So was that when you first got there? Was that like an ultimate, like, wait a minute, I'm not going to throw for 4,000 yards. I just did it.
Yeah, it was probably the most boring offense I'd ever been in, and I played for 7 different teams, and it's highly ranked up there as the most boring. But I would love to throw the ball more. Like you said, we had a hell of a lot of weapons, and I could have thrown the ball to him a heck of a lot more out of the backfield, because I understood defense. I could tell when there was a blitz, and there's not a linebacker in the league that could have covered him one-on-one for 7 yards, and that's all he needed. Just get out of the backfield, make a move, and I used to tell Dick, hey, look, give me some credit. I could throw it 5 damn yards or 7 yards, whatever it is. And he's just like, no, we're going to run it. Just a little too stubborn for me. Yeah, I was used to throwing it 35, 40 times a game. And hell, it'd take me 3 games in Chicago to throw that many balls.
It's messed up.
This is true. This is true, unfortunately.
So I wonder, how difficult was it throwing in that Chicago win back then?
Well, that's very difficult. Road teams that come in there. I mean, if you want to hit an out route, you got to pretend the guy's at the numbers, depending on which direction you're going in that field. That wind can swirl, and you got to trust that the wind's going to bring it out to the sideline. Sometimes it don't. The wind stops, and you hit a guy in the chest with it. But you had to learn. You had to learn the little ins and outs of that stadium, and it was very tough on people coming in to try to throw the ball in the winter, especially when it got to December and January.
Okay. Is there anything? Do you believe in when they say, like, as far as the team, the Chicago Bears back in the day having a home field advantage as far as when it comes down to bellwether? Because I know, like, now they're doing all the statistics now, and it's showing that bellwether really don't mean nothing because we're losing in the weather no matter what, so it doesn't really affect us. It's not like that we have an advantage with it. So did you guys really have an advantage with it back in the day?
Hell no. I mean, I never wanted to play in that. I grew up in California. 50 degrees used to be cold. And I get there, and it's sometimes 30, 40, 50 below zero outside.
True.
Yeah, and look, we lost 3 straight years in the playoffs at home. We had the best record in football, I think, 4 years in a row. In 86, right after the Super Bowl, we went 14-2. Everybody kind of forgets that. Yeah. Then the following year, I think, was a strike. And I still think we had the best record or tied for it. And then 88, 87, and 88, we lost 3 straight years in the playoffs at home. Twice to the Redskins, and the big one was to the the 49ers for the NFC Championship game.
God.
You know, that game was freezing. They came in there, whooped our ass. Yeah, there was no, you know, home field. I never thought we had any kind of advantage just because of the weather.
That's true. Man.
Let me ask you this one, Jim. I got one. As far as what do you feel about, like, because I go down as you have one of the most dirtiest hits in NFL history that Green Bay Packer guy laid on you. So I always reflect on that and going back to what quarterbacks are like nowadays, where if you hit them, you might as well pick them up and put them on a pillow because you can't really touch them anymore. How do you feel about that, knowing you came into a league where you quarterbacks pretty much got your asses whooped and it didn't matter?
Yeah, it'd be kind of nice to know that you can take a stride into a throw and know you're not going to get hit in the knees or get hit in the head or get hit anywhere. I mean, it's guys are still getting hit. You know, there's no doubt about it. Guys are, you know, holding on to the ball a little bit too long and getting hit. But
we got one of them.
It's going to happen in football, but it is kind of sad that they're taking the football out of football. Really, you know, I wouldn't want to be a defensive guy. I mean, where the hell do you hit anybody? Or
that's where I was going to go. Like, how do you teach tackling nowadays? Like, I mean, and I feel like that kind of leads to a lot more injuries now because you're like, I mean, they pushed out hitting above the head so much now that there's a lot of people going out with knee injuries.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You know, they're so worried about the head and the concussions and the CTE and everything. The only way to get rid of that is take the helmets off. Go back to the old leather ones the boys used to use back in the 30s and the 40s.
Never thought about that.
Then see who uses their head. You know, only the dumb, ugly guys will use their head then.
Yeah, it's true.
Go back to tackling with your shoulders and your arms and your hands. You know,
just afraid it's going to turn into flag football.
Well, because whatever those things I've seen pictures of those guys at practice with their bubble heads on, whatever the hell they are. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to do. I mean, your brain is floating on fluid, and it doesn't matter what you have on the outside of your helmet. When you stop and make contact, your brain is going to hit the side of your skull, and there ain't nothing going to stop that.
Mm.
And so, you know what?
We got a question.
They're trying to disguise that they're trying to help guys out, but that's no help. That's ridiculous.
We do got one question in the chat, Jim. Commish, if you want to put that up for us from Andrea at 821.
Well, we got a couple questions. So
yeah, Jim, can you discuss what quarterback development was like when you came out of college? What do you see in terms of Bears developing young quarterbacks, pros and cons?
Well, I was way ahead of the game already because I understood defense. You know, when you throw the ball as much as we did in college, you see every coverage, every blitz, you know, from 11 guys rushing to 11 guys dropping. So I was very used to, you know, people moving around and, you know, safety is going to give away everything. That was always my key. Corners can mess with you, come up, come back. But the safety's got to be in a position. That's why they call them safeties, to save your ass, right?
Yeah.
So if they're not in a position to save their ass, there's something going on. And it was always, and it was always very easy for me to figure that out. Like I said, the defense outranks you. They can send one more guy than you can block. And if you can figure out who that guy is, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. It's not that difficult.
Why do you think, because I wanted to ask you, like, this is, I guess, a two-part question, but why do you think, with knowing, again, how you came out of a pro-style, just Don Coryell type offense, to coming to now you're just handing it off? Like, that shift, right? How did you kind of get Mike Ditka to, or even the offensive coordinator at that time, to just like, hey, let Jim pass this one? Because you knew going into the game what the plan was. Walter left, Walter right, Walter up the middle.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did that by just changing the play sometimes.
So you personally did it up front?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Back then, they would send in the tight ends would switch play. They'd come in with a play every time.
Okay.
And this one time, by the time the kid ran 20 yards to the huddle, he'd forgotten the play. Uh-oh. And so I just called a play. It was like second down or something. So I called a basic run or whatever it was. And Ditka was furious, called timeout. I had to go over there and he goes, "What damn play did I call?" I go, "Dude, I don't know. Your boy forgot it." He goes, "What did you do?" I go, "I just called that play." I mean, if I'd have called a pass, you'd be really pissed off. So I just, there was sometimes he would send in a play and I'd look over and just like, no, I ain't running that. And the guys in the huddle understood. They understood that I understood the game. So they always backed me up.
That's why I was always 4 quarterbacks auto-billing out of plays because they're the ones seeing it, not the coaches.
Right. They're just making guesses. They got their little sheet that they go through and they're, based on the tendencies of the team you're playing. Mm. And, it's just a, guessing game. But I prefer guessing with throwing the ball.
Definitely. We got another question from Bullets, our man Bullets. He says, "Is there any bad blood between you and Charles Martin?"
Well, I never talked to the guy before or after that incident. I think it trickled down from Ditka and Forrest Gregg didn't like each other, and that trickled down to the players. And it was a brutal rivalry there for the 7 years that I was in Chicago, and a lot of cheap shots, and it was just not a fun time to be playing the Packers. And that's why it took me forever to go play for them because of all the bad blood. I probably could have went up there 2 or 3 years earlier and helped them a little bit more, but I just couldn't bring myself to do that because of all the bad blood. And, finally, my buddy Andy Reid, who's now the head coach of the Chiefs, he was on their staff at the time. He was my left tackle in college. I've known him since 1978. And he talked me into coming up there, and glad I did. Like I said, I was up there a year and a half, got me a nice ring, and said, I'm done. I got a ring from the 2 oldest franchises in the NFL.
Not too many people can say that.
Maybe I'll be one of those trivia questions sometime. Who's the only guy who's got a ring from both?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you went up there and you wore your bear stuff in the White House.
That was funny as hell.
Yeah, I do remember that.
But you didn't really mean it like that, right? Because you said that you had to make up for lost time or something like that since you didn't get to go.
Yeah, I told all my teammates and coaches what I was planning on doing. And a lot of the guys that I was playing with in Green Bay, hell, they were in junior high when we won in Chicago.
So they didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, they had no idea that the space shuttle had blown up 2 days after we'd won.
Right.
And, all the focus was there, which, rightly so.
Right.
They probably could have snuck us in there between that and I went with the Packers before the Bears. That was 11 years later.
Yeah.
And they finally got the guy from Illinois in there, Obama, and he snuck us in there one day. But, yeah, I told them all, look, I'm going to represent my team because we weren't allowed, we didn't get to come here. And I told all my linemen, some of your jerseys, I'll hold those things up too at the team picture. Shit, I didn't care. We deserved to be there. Like I said, we finally got there, but they could have snuck us in there somewhere between, those 11 years.
So Jim, we do got another question in the comments as well, and it's actually a very good question because you know all about what it's like to play quarterback for the Chicago Bears. If you have 5 minutes to talk to Caleb Williams, what advice are you giving him?
Hang out with your linemen.
I like that.
Hang out.
A lot of people spend a lot of time with their receivers in their modern day, but not that much with linemen.
Those should be your tightest boys right there.
I like that.
Because they can make or break you.
Steak dinners right there.
One little slip and boom, you're on your ass.
So
he's been on his ass a lot.
How do you think I'm sorry. How do you think that helped you hanging out with Mark Bortz or Tom Thayer? How did that help you?
Well, I think we all understood each other a hell of a lot better. We had a lot of good dinners and beers and talks about, the team and, those guys were good. And they, like I said, they always had my back too. I line up with them today. Half of them can't walk. They're walking around like I am, limping around. Those guys had some balls and they didn't take any shit from nobody. Not even our guys in practice.
Right.
Yeah, we heard about those offensive, defensive practices that were legendary. And
yeah, we played 4 games a week basically. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday was like game day. You had pads on, you're hitting each other. It was always ones against ones. And I remember Buddy told me, he goes, "Yeah, I always tell him don't hit you and don't hit 34, but everybody else is free game." And I mean, we had some wild, like I said, it was like 4 games a week. It's amazing we lasted that long or didn't have more guys hurt. Yeah. Maybe that's why, because they were used to getting pounded every day. These guys now seems like everybody gets hurt.
Yeah. It's like they're trying to make everything vanilla now. So it seems like the injuries are more now than they were back then when the physicality was much more than what it is now.
Here's another question. I'll read it. Did you think that your Super Bowl win would have been that easy going into the game? And he took it down. And did Walter Payton really take it hard not scoring that TD that game? Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, we didn't have any really worries during that game. We had played him earlier in the season, handled him pretty well. I would have much rather have played Miami because I didn't get to play the
Dolphins. I knew it.
I'd love for you guys to play Miami.
But
because the Patriots beat the Dolphins to go.
Yeah. They won 3 games on the road, so they earned the right to be there. But personally, I would rather seen the Dolphins because I didn't get to play on that Monday night that we lost. So other than the last 6 minutes. So, and the second question, I was never really aware of how upset Walter really was about not scoring. But I've since talked to his son, Jared, and his best friend on the team, Matt Suey. And they said, yeah, he was really hurt. And I'm like, why? The game was a blowout. I would have rather have thrown 2 or 3 touchdowns than run the 2 in that I did. Yeah. We gave it to him a lot. I think he carried it 27 times or something like that. But their whole focus was we stop Walter Payton, we win. And that's why everybody else had a big day because they were so keyed up on stopping Walter. And I mean, his greatness is what made everybody else successful that day.
I think his brother, if I'm not mistaken, we had his brother on 2 or 3 times. I think his brother is the one that told us that it wasn't that one. It was the fridge one that really was like the icing on the cake. Like they could have gave it, you know what I'm saying? They could have gave it to him to make sure that he scored that one time.
Well, again, it wasn't a sure thing because anywhere he went, he had 4 or 5 guys, tailing him. I mean, we ran that play action pass. I think it was the start of the second half. We're backed up on our 4-yard line, and it wasn't even a real good fake. And there were 6 guys chasing Walter. And Willie ran up the middle of the field wide open. Yeah, I throw it another yard, he maybe takes it 96. Who knows? But
yeah, I was looking at that. That was a nice bomb.
That was a beautiful.
Close from taking.
That was a
beautiful.
So, Jim, we had one other comment in there as well. I mean, we don't got to read the whole comment from Skylark, but just what do you think about this Bears ownership, the McCaskies, on what we feel as fans that they have done with the Chicago Bears? Because we talked to numerous former players, whether it's from 85 to the early 2000s, who said they feel like the Bears organization just doesn't appreciate their players when they're done playing. Like, how do you feel in regards to that?
Well, it's a lot of guys don't have a real good taste in their mouth when they leave Chicago.
Yeah.
It was I was happy to get out when I did. I mean, it was
sad.
Yeah. I mean, I knew we still had a really good team. I wanted to be there, but I mean, it just Dick and I just didn't get along, and McCaskey for sure. He wanted me gone after I wrote the book and said he had no business owning the team. And I had one conversation with that guy, and he just told me flat out. He goes, "Yeah, we're not really worried about being in the playoffs every year or going to the Super Bowl."
He said that
to my face. And he said, as long as the fans are in the stands, is what he said.
Oh my, that is ridiculous.
Now which McCaskey?
Well, the fans are going to be there, win, lose, or draw. Because
we're always dedicated.
That was the Bear town.
What, bro? What are you talking about, man?
That was the daddy. Had to be.
Yeah, which McCaskey right? was that?
What's that now?
Which McCaskey was that?
That was Mike. He became president when George died.
See, I feel like if Papa Bear heard that, he'd slap the shit out of him.
Well, from what I heard is that he told Virginia not to make him president, but that's the first thing she did. But I don't know if that's true. It's just something I heard through the.
And he's the eldest son, right?
What's that?
He's the eldest. Mike.
I don't know. I think he even passed away.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. There was like 11 kids, I think. So who knows who's in charge now?
None of them really knew anything about the game of fucking football either. They just knew how to make money.
Yeah.
Well, we all know that Muggsy was supposed to take over that team, but unfortunately, he passed away too.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Jam, do you think that the only way this franchise is gonna make a turn is if the McCaskies are gone?
Well, I don't know how they're gonna,
There's a podcast. You can tell the truth.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what would be better for the Bears. I mean, I thought they could have sold it years and years ago to people who really wanted to own the Bears, that were really true fans of the Bears, and that I think it would have been a hell of a lot better for the players and everybody else concerned. I don't even know what they're doing now with the new stadium. I thought the Arlington Park deal was going to be a really good thing, especially for the fans. I mean, you'd have 4 ways in and out of there. I mean, easy access rather than, that thing on Lakeshore Drive is a pain in the ass to get to, even for the players. So I can imagine it for the fans. And so now they're talking about building another one downtown somewhere on the lake. I don't know what's going on with that organization.
Yeah, we got to read that comment for you.
Hey, Mac, look who that is.
Silky D right
look
there.
Who that is.
Silky D.
So he said Mac is real about having a bad taste in your mouth about how ownership treated us, especially the Super Bowl team. So we touched on that a little earlier, how they didn't treat you all that well.
Well, even now, I think they act like they're kind of embarrassed because we were so, the town they loved our ass back then. I mean, but I think we got out in the everybody had a TV show or radio show. Mm-hmm. They saw us without our helmets on, so we were like real people. And
but see, Mac,
they enjoyed the personalities that we had.
That's what bothers me, Mac, because you all were so vibrant and it made football as a young person. That made me like, hey, I love football because look what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That just drew us in. And it's a shame. No shade to Mike Singletary, right? But he's the only one that I can remember from that team besides Leslie Frazier that went on like, you all should be coaching, consulting, owning. Like, it's just so much that you all brought. Like, we have nothing here. It's either the 85 Bears or Michael Jordan and the Bulls. Like, that's literally it. And
the Cubbies finally won one a few years back.
Yeah, my Blackhawks can't keep messing with.
And the Hawks.
Not saying they didn't,
even
but
the Sox snuck one in there.
It's not the same cachet, right? Like,
you just said they're not legendary.
They're not legendary, right? You all own the city. The same thing when you go on NFL Films and they say who is the top 100, depending on who's reporting, the 85 Bears are either the number 1 or number 2 team of all time.
Hands down.
And our organization doesn't treat you as such. Like, I think, excuse my French, I think that's bullshit. And it needs to be rectified.
We had some great players, some really great players, and great personalities too. That's what made it fun for us. And these guys, we had fun. I mean, practices sucked, but the rest of the time was a lot of fun that we had.
Yeah.
I'm on the show now.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is easy. This is who made your highlights, Brother Mac. Right.
Hey, great job there, kid. Where'd you find all those? That must have been all the passes I ever threw in Chicago.
All on one tape.
Now you have some, like, I still think you would absolutely hold up in today's NFL. Like, just the way you would
love to spread people out. Oh, hell yeah. Then you know exactly who's coming.
I wanted to ask you, there is one specific highlight in there, and this is, in relation to the play that really kind of got me into football. And it was a game against the Vikings. I think it was the game you were injured, so Mike wouldn't let you in until late in the game. And I think like there was like a blitzing linebacker and Walter Payton just like comes out of nowhere and just gets his body on the guy. And then you throw a dime to Willie Gault. And I think he threw like 3 or 4 times in a row or something. Like, can you just take me back to that game if you remember it? And, just kind of go through that. And maybe like any stories you have relating to that game would be really cool to hear.
Well, yeah, it was actually a Thursday night game. And I was in traction on Monday and Tuesday from the week before. My neck was screwed up, my back. And I had a turf burn on my left knee that got infected. So my left calf looked like I had like elephantitis on my leg. And so I went to the Wednesday practice and Dicka said, "You're not playing that." And I think this is one of the first times that we were going to be on, Monday night or Thursday night football. I'm like, damn. And the Monday night crew, I remember, was at our practice. And so I just went up and sat in the stands with those guys. And BS, Joe Namath at the time was there, and he was my idol growing up. And they go, "Hey, aren't you going to play tomorrow?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm going to play." And they go, "How come you're not practicing?" I said, "Well, I'm not. I just got out of the hospital." I said, "Our offense hasn't changed in 4 years. I mean, what am I going to learn today?" So we go to the game. I remember that night, since he told me I wasn't playing, they had a team meeting that night, and I stayed in my room, icing my leg because it was all swelled up. And he sent one of the coaches up to get me, and then he just to bitch at me in the meeting, I guess. "Why aren't you here?" I said, "Well, you said I'm not playing. I'm just trying to, ice my leg and whatever." So anyway, we go to the stadium the next night, and I've got I don't know how many painkillers in me, muscle relaxers. That's why I damn near fell on my face in that first play. My legs were still a little wobbly, but I actually was throwing the ball very, very good in pregame warmups. Mm-hmm. I said, "Look, man, if you need me, I can play tonight." And he's like, "No, you're not playing. Get out of my face." And so the game's going on, and we're not doing much offensively, and defensively we look like a different team, and heads are down, and we're both 2-0 at the time, so this is a big game for us, and. So I'm in Mike's face the whole first half. "You better put my ass in. We're going to lose this game." And I'm convinced to this day the only reason he put me in is to get me off the sidelines because I was bugging the shit out.
Oh, because you wouldn't leave him alone.
I wouldn't leave him alone. And so he finally puts me in the game. And we're going to run a screen pass to Suey. And so the guy that Walter hit was actually his man. That was his blocking assignment. So he did a hell of a job doing it. Yeah. And but like I said, I stumbled coming out of the center, and when I regained my balance, I grabbed my leg, and I just happened to look downfield, and Willie was doing his job, which he does on a screen, just run this guy deep, and he's 10 yards behind the guy. So I just threw it to his ass. And we score, right? Everybody's happy, and I get to the sideline. And Dick is like in my face. "What damn play did you call?" And I said, "Well, I actually called the screen that time, Mike." "Why'd you throw it to Willie?" "Well, he was open. I mean, we scored. What the hell's the problem?"
Leave it to a Bears coach to get mad about scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, it was. I knew that, during a screen, especially with a blitz, the linemen were not going to be downfield. Especially, I'd taken the steps, and I knew that wouldn't be a problem at the time. So that's when I saw Willie. I'm like, let it go. And then the next series, we get a turnover right away, I think. And then we run a bootleg, and I'm supposed to hit the back in the flat or the tight end coming across. And the only guy that really stops that route is the free safety. And I used to tell Dennis McKinnon all the time, "Look, when we run this play, if that safety jumps the tight end, just run a deeper post." And that's exactly what happened. I came out. I could have hit Walter probably for 3 or 4 yard game. And then I looked at the tight end, and I see the safety jumping him, and I just threw it over the safety's head, knowing that Dennis was going to be there, and he was.
When I hear you talk, and when I've heard you talk on other things before, it sounds like you are, like, you really are a student of the game. Like, you know what you're talking about. While your play kind of translated to like an improvisational style, and I'm wondering how good do you think you could have been like statistically, had you been put in an offense that really allowed you to just kind of do your thing, call your plays, and just trust your instincts? Because it feels like the Bears offense didn't really let you do that.
Well, if had I been in an offense like a college offense or the last place I was at, Green Bay, I mean, like I said, it's like shooting fish in a barrel, man, if you know what you're doing. And then you got like the people you have around you too. I mean, so you can take good advantage of matchups, and I would love to spread them out every time and just call every play from line of scrimmage. That's what I would do. Puts them in a bind. You make a big play, they're hurrying around, you just jump back in the same formation. I mean, it's pretty easy.
I feel like there's too many quarterbacks nowadays who are handcuffed because coaches really don't. There's a lot of coaches who don't allow them to change the line at the line of scrimmage or change the call at the line of scrimmage. Because, and we always say it on this show, too many coaches, mainly offensive coordinators more than everything, have way too big of an ego, and they want their shit to work instead of letting the quarterback go out there and do their thing.
Shane Waldron.
I think that's a lot of truth in that.
Yeah.
Mac, I want to ask you this. Because kind of piggybacking off of what Easy said about being in a more free-flowing offense, you left us and you went to Philly, where you had a guy that kind of reminded me a little bit of what I thought Justin Fields would become in Randall Cunningham. How was that offense knowing, because you came in for about 12 games, 10, 12 games, something like that when he got hurt. But wasn't that more of that open offense like that you wanted with that? Because that was Buddy's team, right? That was like 92, 91, 92?
That was I first got there in 1990. I went to the Chargers after the Bears. And then
went to the Chargers first, and then I know you went to Philly.
So 1990, yeah, I mean, Buddy was kind of the same way. Buddy would tell our offensive coordinator, run the ball, we'll score on defense and win. I'm like, Buddy, you can't do that. You got to play Dallas twice a year. You got to play the Redskins. You got to play the Giants. You're not going to beat them 6-0. You got to have some offense. And I said, look, everywhere you ever went to the Super Bowl, your offense is pretty damn good. He was with the Jets with Namath. And he was with the Vikings with Tarkenton.
Our
offense is pretty damn good in Chicago. People underestimated our offense.
Absolutely.
It was always overshadowed.
So you got to be able to score on offense, or you're not going to win ball games.
Yeah.
But he was stubborn too.
So, Mr. Jim, let me ask you this: who was the best coach you ever played for?
We know it wasn't Ditka.
I'd say Mike Holmgren in Green Bay.
Holmgren. Okay.
Yeah, Holmgren. He actually coached a year at BYU with Steve Young, and I thought he treated the players right. We worked when it was time to work, but he also gave us some free time too, and didn't beat us up. We practiced in pads and we hit each other, but nothing like we did in Chicago and in Philadelphia when I was there too.
Yeah.
But I thought he was a really good coach, and won the Super Bowl there with him. So happy with it.
Let me ask you this: what made you moon the helicopter at the Super Bowl?
I got tired of them asking me about my ass. The NFC Championship game, I got drilled right in the bone. It wasn't the hip bone, but the one right on your cheek. And my cheek swelled up so big, I was having trouble walking. I didn't know if I was going to be able to play. Mm-hmm. And so every day, hey, how's your ass? This and that. And the chopper was buzzing over us one day where we happened to be doing calisthenics. And I just said, hell, here, tired of answering questions. Just look at it. This is what I'm dealing with.
Now, did Pete fine you for that?
No, didn't get a fine for that one.
That's good.
I mean, that's always good. And so let me see. You said that you got a chance to catch the Bears game on Sunday, right?
I saw a little bit of it. I was doing a lot more signing than watching, but yeah.
Well, a little bit that you did. What did you think?
I thought Caleb looked pretty good. I thought he made some good throws. That's really the first time I've ever seen him play. It looks like he's got a good arm strength. He's quick.
Well, that was
I don't really know about their offense, so I don't know, how successful he was. I thought he made some good throws in some key situations that I saw.
We did fire our offensive coordinator, which was an absolute thrill because you did have 2 games in a row with a new person calling plays, and he looked good. And I mean, that's what we want. He's a young rookie kid, man. He just needs to progress.
Yeah, he just needs those bad boys up front to do their jobs for him.
Yeah, and you said it perfectly too with going out with your linemen and everything like that. I love hearing something like that because his biggest issue is he holds on to the ball too long, and we don't have a good offensive line, and he holds on to the ball too long. So it's something you're going to learn and get shell shocked when you're getting your ass whooped 24/7.
So you got to know, you got to have a pretty good idea who's getting the ball before you get the ball. That's half the battle. Yeah, and then once you take your first step, you verify what you thought you saw. And if you're right, you just stick with it and you get rid of it. And if you're wrong, you find your second option. But you get off the first one right away. It's all about knowing where to go before you even get the ball. And then it's, like I said, it's shooting fish in a barrel, man.
Well, that was definitely a good first game to see Caleb because before that, he was just so. Maybe a little less than so. So that was a good game to see him. But let me ask you this, Mr. Jim. Pardon my voice. I'm a little bit sick.
Gotta leave that blunt alone.
Man,
roasted. Or maybe it'll help, actually.
So do you keep up with a lot of guys from the 85 team?
I think Leslie's still coaching, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's still in Buffalo. Leslie Frazier. I haven't seen him.
He took a break.
Yeah, he took a year off, I believe.
Yeah, I see Mike Singletary every now and again. Actually, at some veteran functions that we attend. I'll see Richard Dent here and there. When I'm in Chicago last, I saw Keith Van Horn and who else I see that I saw Hamp and Otis. So I'll see some guys. Yeah, I haven't seen Mongo for a while. It's just so tough to, to see a guy that was one of the biggest, strongest guys that ever played in this league, and to see him wither away is just it's heartbreaking, my man.
Love Mongo for sure.
We know he's definitely one of your closer buddies. So we got a special guest for you tonight. And remember, you have to act surprised.
All right.
Let's bring you in.
Well, yeah, that was great, T.
I mean, come on. He already knew.
What's up, babies?
How you doing, girl?
I'm doing awesome. How are you guys doing?
Looks like you're outside somewhere all bundled
I'm at
up.
the House of Blues to a Panther concert. I'm just taking a pause for you.
Okay. Well, we'll let you get back to the concert.
Fuck you. I'm in. Fuck you. I ain't ready all fucking night for this shit. Get the fuck out of here.
That's our girl, Misty.
Hey, don't tell the lady no.
You already know.
So, hey, Misty.
How cold is it out there?
Hey, I love that you got my boy Jimmy Mack and the whole 85 Bears. It's the best team that ever played the game. So, let's talk about it.
So, anybody in the chat, if you do not know who this lady is,
you better know who this is.
Missy, Miss Mongo.
Spit it out, motherfucker. Missy McMichael.
I'm sick. Give me a break.
Yeah, hey, you know what, T? You go and take a break. We'll take care of that, man.
Out,
you get that damn cough together. This is Misty McMichael.
Put a mix in your mouth. Let's go.
Oh, all right.
Wife of Hall of Famer Steve McMichael.
Hello, hi,
Hey, Misty. How you been, girl? How you been?
You know what? I've been okay because Steve's a fighter and he's a warrior, and I'm happy, to take care of him because he took care of me forever. And it's so we're all about helping each other. You know what? Put a Vicks in your mouth.
Man, he needs
to calls.
That's
up along.
Terrible.
You know what? The 85
He need to cough it up.
Ever played the game.
Shit.
Best team ever.
He sounds like the damn Godfather when he speaks.
You know what?
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Yeah. Bears. Oh shit! Best team that ever played the game. And I'm so happy to be a part of that family because they're so awesome, even off the field. Like, every player on that team was a character and like so awesome. And so were the coaches, like Mike and the offense. What's his name, Buddy Ryan. They even fought on the sidelines and made it interesting. It was so fucking awesome to see them all play, and then the coaches, extra excitement. Just so awesome. The whole team, best team that ever played the NFL game, and the Hall of Fame knows it.
Yeah, that team was like had so many. I never seen a team with so many different
teams should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
we always said it took way too long for Mongo to get in. It was absolutely nice it took this long.
Well, one of the excuses they gave Misty, didn't they say that there's too many Bears in there? That's
what they said.
I'm shutting.
What the fuck?
Oh fuck me.
Oh, they said that.
Yeah, a lot of people said that. Yeah, a lot of people.
Are you Bears? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
can hear you.
The Bears have the most Hall of Famers. That doesn't mean we should stop other Hall of Famers. We still have them. Like, put them in.
Yeah, but I think that's one of their excuses.
I know what happened to my.
That's bad.
Yeah, that is terrible.
Well, they did start the league. They got a lot of guys from the 20s and 30s in there. So.
Right, exactly.
I mean, that's only paramount though, because
I'm sorry.
The league goes on.
Here's my.
We always heard you, Miss. We still heard you.
Okay.
There is nothing, and I mean nothing, and I'm talking about from the era when we started watching film, because obviously we wasn't born, right?
Fuck you.
I wasn't born.
There is nothing. No, you weren't born either.
I wasn't born. I missed the '86
We didn't watch. We didn't know the whatever they did in the 20s. We didn't know it. But what I'm saying is there must have been a lot of good going on. So why not put people in when they deserve to be put in? Like, that's a farce to me.
While they're alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While they're alive, like that's a farce.
That's one of my biggest regrets.
And Mac,
should not be a word.
Mac, I'm gonna say this with all due respect because I don't know your feelings on it. Why in the hell you're not coaching some young quarterbacks right now? I don't know, because a lot of them right now play like how you played in the 80s.
Yeah.
No,
they do.
Don't. They can't touch Jimmy Mack. No, really they don't.
No. I'm saying,
honestly. You know what they listen to?
When you saw a quarterback roll out, we were like, "Oh, in Chicago, he does that."
The Punky QB called his own plays. It's hard to do that.
Yeah. I've never been a coach type. Even when my sons were growing up, I couldn't coach their little league just because I didn't want to deal with the parents. They're more of a pain in the ass than anybody.
Yeah.
And so, and plus, you can't teach instinct, and I think that's the big thing that a lot of guys, whether they make it or not, is because they don't have instinct. You got to be able to have some anticipation. Some creativity to know.
You can't teach it, but
you can't teach that.
For sure. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I know there was a
lot of these young
comment.
kids, a lot of these young kids know everything already. So, it's hard to teach somebody that they think that knows everything already.
Yeah, 100%. I know there was a comment in the chat of how I always felt about you, Jim, too, was, you can't teach those grapefruits too. That toughness that you had, man. Somebody in the chat said nobody had the balls that Jim McMahon had back then, and you got to give credit for that because you were
I
one
don't know
tough.
if it was balls or stupidity, but I just like to play, man.
Sometimes you got to be stupid to have balls.
If I could walk out on that field, I was going to play. I didn't care how many shots I took or how many painkillers I needed. So I was going to get out there.
Jim, football player.
So Jim, I had a quick question. Jim, I had a quick question real quick. Knowing how much of kind of allegedly you kind of like to enjoy yourself and party back in your prime and your younger days and stuff. Allegedly, how do you see or feel that you the Jim McMahon of the young would have done in today's NFL with the social media, with all the other kind of distractions and whatnot? How does that personality, how do you think knowing you as a younger guy, would have fit in today's NFL, and how well do you think you would have done?
Well, I would have fit in good in the offense, but the social media crap would have got me.
Would have got me in trouble.
It would have got me in probably a lot of trouble. But I would love to play in the offenses they got going right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always joke around by saying that 85 Bears defense that we had wouldn't have been able to be successful in this league because they probably would have got fined every single game. And
yeah, a lot of guys would have got suspended
because they beat the shit out of people. You can't do that nowadays.
No, you cannot.
But they got fined back in the day. They got fined for the socks too high, like the pants too high.
Yeah, that's stupid stuff.
No, but
your headband.
Stupid Pete Rozelle. Shoot.
Yeah. Speaking of Pete, Jim, what were some of the dumbass fines you got hit for?
The headbands.
That's a great question.
The first one was the headband, which I'd been wearing for a couple of years, and nobody said a word to me about it then. But now all of a sudden we're in the playoffs, and it became a big deal. He told me that I was giving him free advertising, and I said, I'm not the one that's zooming in on my shoes and my helmet every week. It's you guys.
Yeah.
And I found out later that they shouldn't have been able to find me that first time. So the next game, I put the Rozelle on there. I didn't get a fine that week. I got a call from him thanking him for the free advertising.
Right.
And then he told me I couldn't wear it in the Super Bowl. And somehow I got a hold of the rule book, right? So I find out they shouldn't have been able to find me the first time. And so I'm just gonna mess with them in the Super Bowl. And so Adidas offered me, I think it was like $50,000 to wear it. And I said, look,
money back in the day.
I said, I'll wear it, but it's not going to be around my head, but you'll be able to see it. I said, okay, cool. And so I got sent all these headbands from across the country, and I decided I'm just going to pick out these charities and wear charities. And if he finds me for a charity, they're going to really look stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
And so pregame warm-up, I had my Adidas one on, and the head refs chasing me around going, I can't let you on the field. I can't let you on the field. I said, yeah, I know. And then the national anthem goes. It was Walter, myself, the head referee. And as soon as the anthem was over, I went to put on my helmet. And the ref grabs me, goes, I can't let you on the field. And he goes, I said, I know, but you can't do shit about this. And I took it and I pulled it down around my neck. And you can see it clear as day in every picture that I took in that Super Bowl. Adidas. And he just started laughing at me. He goes, yeah, you're right. I can't do nothing. I grabbed the first headband. I think it was JDF for juvenile diabetes. My attorney's son was a diabetic at the time. So I wore that one. And then every series I switched off. I had Children's Miracle Network. I had POWs. I had, I can't even remember all the ones I used. But and then I ended up with Pluto.
Oh, yeah.
And Pluto was a friend of mine who was actually on the Bears in 1983 when they found his brain tumor. He was also my teammate at BYU, and that's where his tumor started. Because he went back in his records after they found this tumor, because by the time they found it, it was the size of a golf ball sitting on his optic nerve.
Damn.
So they had to operate twice. So I was thinking about Pluto, and that's why I put it on there. And I got a lot of great publicity from that, especially from the POWMIA guys, and it was a good time. Didn't get fined. Got my money and said, see, Pete, your rules are stupid. You made a big stink about this. It has nothing to do with the game. And you look stupid now. The next year they had a shitload of new rules about what you can and can't wear.
Did Walter get fined too?
I think Ruse was paying the league. That's why they fined me, because Adidas wasn't paying the league.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
so they were going to get their money somehow.
Oh, wow.
Well, gentlemen, it's been like an hour, and I'm getting hungry. So if you don't mind,
yeah, we are
about
to let you go.
She's probably freezing outside the House of Blues.
Me too, baby. I'm out.
All right, baby. Have a fun
Take
night.
care, Misty.
Love you guys.
Love you
See
too.
you later.
Man.
Love you too,
Take care of yourself.
All
Take
right,
care,
Misty.
Jim. It was great having you on, man.
Hey, Jim, thanks for coming
Mac, I
on.
would love
I-
you to come back on when you have time, please.
All right, guys. Yeah, give me a holler.
Hey, come back.
Hey, have a good steak for us, man.
Yeah,
All
for
right,
sure.
guys, have a
Take
good
care,
night.
Jim. Have a good one,
See you
man.
later.
The Punky QB, Jim McMahon, ladies and gentlemen.
Gotta
Great
love him, man.
interview. Hey,
Hands down, people are going to say the greatest quarterback in Bears history right there.
Hey, me and my cousin, when we was young, we used to go out in the snow. He'd be Dan Marino, and I'll be Jim McMahon, and we'd be sitting up there throwing passes and tackling each other. That's how much I love Jim McMahon. That's how, tell you the truth, he's a prime example of why I be acting like a rebel sometimes, because he ain't give a fuck.
Yeah, he did.
And he went to BYU.
He cared about winning. That's all the fuck he cared about was he wanted to win.
Yeah.
Well, no. Him going to BYU, you wouldn't think he would have acted like that.
Exactly. That's what
Good point.
He went to
Very
BYU,
good point on that
and
front.
the way he acted like a fucking rebel doesn't go together. But hey, fuck it. He's a Chicago Bear legend, Super Bowl, 2-time Super Bowl winner. Can't go wrong with that. T, how's that fucking throat of yours? Oh shit!
So feeling a little better, man.
You sound like shit.
He needs.
No, that's not what you need, man.
And then like some Skittles.
Hey, I know.
A shot of tequila.
I know what I need. I know what I need. I just don't have it right now.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a hot toddy. You need a hot toddy, brother.
No, I don't think that's what he's talking about.
What? Nah. Exactly, foul. That ain't what.
No, I'm telling you what you need to get rid of that call. A hot toddy.
He knows what you're talking about, but that still ain't what he's talking about.
It's a family show.
Shot of bourbon.
Yeah, before we dig a little bit deeper into this game Sunday, let's see some highlights.
Damn, I just want to say pay some bills.
The Bears. The Bears.
3rd and 8. Darnold. Open is Addison, and he backs his way for the first down. 5th catch of the year for Addison, and a first down in Bears territory at the 49. Aaron Jones bouncing to the outside, steps through a tackle, and Jones turning on the Jets. One man to beat, and he's shoved out. 2nd and goal. It's Jones, and Jones.
You're balling, huh? You're balling? You're this motherfucking shit.
Jones met and dropped. First contact coming from DeMarcus Walker. The ball came out, and it is Chicago. DJ Moore, they fake the give to him. Williams will step up over the middle, zips it into Keenan Allen. And Allen with room on the sideline. Upended as he gets... Pressure comes. Gets away from Van Ginkel. Still under pressure. Floats it down the sideline. And Doug Kramer lines up with a fullback spot in the backfield. Johnson gets the carry.
That's what you're talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man.
So now 1st and 5. Darnold with time. He wants to go deep for Addison, and it is caught. Receivers. The single setback is Akers. Jefferson in motion. Play action. Darnold surveys, finds Addison in the end zone.
Disappointed!
And on 3rd and 12, Williams, a strike to Keenan Allen again. And it's blocked.
Oh, no. Not again.
2nd straight blocked field goal.
Pass interference. Defense number 1. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
2nd and goal. That's Jones in motion. Darnold looking. Darnold to the sideline. Naylor with the catch.
So there has to be a ton of confidence from this group in this situation.
2nd and 4. Williams had time. That ball was deflected. It still fluttered its way to Kmet.
That's where the block came from last time and last week.
High snap, pulled down, kick on the way, and it is good. Quiet day for Jefferson. 1 catch for 7 yards. Darnold going up top early, and he finds Addison, and Addison bouncing off a tackler down the sideline. Addison down in.
Boy, they did a great job in that series.
Field goal try of 40 yards for Parker Romo. And the kick is right down.
Oh my God! Wow!
Will this be the moment? Jones with the carry. Jones to the end zone. 2nd and 6. Williams over the middle. There's Cole Kmet. Secures that football and down to 15 of 24 this year. Caleb Williams looking, dancing, hopping. Wow. Caleb Williams making it happen. Again, out to Moore. Blockers at the 5. Moore. In motion. Play action. Looking to Addison. He makes the catch. Addison makes the first man miss, and now positive yardage down to the 40. Second 100-yard game in the career of Aaron Jones. And on 3rd and 1, it's Jones again. Jones did not get there. Romo on for the field. Bears line it up on 1st and goal. Williams. Pressure coming. Williams ducks away. On the roll, Williams throws. Open in the back of the end zone. It is caught. The touch.
Sensational.
Williams with pressure throws. It is caught by DJ Moore. 2 points on the board. Nobody's had more practice than Minnesota. And that one ball is loose.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Williams stepping up over the middle. It is caught. Down goes Moore. 8-yard try. One block today. Good snap. Good hold. Good kick.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
2nd and 8. Darnold off the play fake. Wide open at the 20 is Hockenson. Down the sideline. Inside the 10 and out of bounds at the 9. 29 yards for the win. Good snap. Good hold. Good.
Hey, what's going on?
You're done. You're washed. It's over.
What the fuck is Easy doing on here again?
That's a good question.
We want easy.
I just had to do it.
So first thing I want to say is directed towards JB. Caleb made some great throws. Did he or did he not?
Oh God!
Routine.
Terrible.
I wouldn't call him
No.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Like that.
He's never gonna compliment him.
No,
that throw down the sideline to DeAndre Swift. That was a great throw.
Dude, I've seen so many. Patrick, Lamar, hell, I've seen Ty Detmer throw that throw.
We're not talking about who you've seen throw it.
This is where your bias and shit come in.
I've seen
that was a fucking great throw.
Look,
that was a beautiful
throw.
That was a fuck.
I'll be the first to say.
Mahomes levitate off the ground and make a throw and hit a dude right in the
It doesn't matter. And it's not to
you're
say
comparing him right now to one of the greatest.
There's not a lot of quarterbacks that can make it. Just because you
I just said I saw
done it.
Ty Detmer do it.
So what?
Justin Fields.
It was still a fuck. So you telling me when Ty Detmer did it, just because Ty Detmer did it doesn't mean it wasn't a great throw?
We saw Mitch Trubisky make that throw.
So just because they do it means that it wasn't a great throw?
Stop. No, we didn't. We didn't.
Yeah, Mitch did throw a ball.
Look, JB, I'll be the first to say, like Caleb Williams, especially against New England, was hot garbage. All right, like he played shit in that Patriots game, and I'm a huge Caleb supporter, as you all know.
Yeah,
why can't you admit that the dude balled out against the Vikings? I'll show you my tramp stamp if you want to see it.
No,
I believe it.
No, this is a family
show. He made some great throws that game. He really did.
This is the thing.
Really well.
If you're going to sit here and if you're going to break down Caleb Williams' game right now,
he had a great game. But I'm not going to sit up there and be like, he's had so many great throws when he still can't throw.
Nobody said that he had so many great throws. You don't want to give him a great. You don't want to give him a great throw. Period.
We said he
because you're a fucking hater.
You don't listen. Clean your ears, brother.
You're not listening.
You just saying Ty Detmer threw the same goddamn shit. It wasn't great.
He had a great game, Foul. I'm not saying that I'm not wowed over that one throw. I'm not.
So it wasn't a great throw.
We can't just say he made a great throw.
It wasn't a great throw. All I'm asking you, was it a great throw?
To me, it was a little better than average. It wasn't great.
Man, get the fuck out of here talking about that was better than average. See, that's what I tell you. That's that dumb shit.
So Montana's throw to the Super Bowl. That was great.
That shit was it was average my ass.
I said it was a little better than average. It wasn't
a little better than average. Shit. A little better than average is average.
It was one of the better throws I've seen a QB make this year. Like it was really, really good.
Y'all said that crap when he did it to Cole Kmet 3 games ago, rolling to the sideline. Wait.
Yeah,
Y'all said,
that was a great throw. I wouldn't say it was as great as this one. This one was like
we're not sitting there and saying every single fucking throw he makes is great. We're not saying that. He makes some bad throws too. It happens. But you can't sit there and say that wasn't a great fucking throw. When Justin Fields threw that exact throw,
I'll say this.
Didn't Fields throw that in Pittsburgh earlier this year? Very similar.
I'm so used to seeing it. I'm personally used to seeing quarterbacks make that throw that it doesn't even impress me no more. You know what I want to see him make? I want to see him connect on an actual deep throw.
You like that one that killed the field goal to go into overtime? That was a great throw.
I want to see him hit on a simple.
He's going to say that was slightly above average. That throw.
Hey,
even though he threw that motherfucker on a roll,
my bar
about 40 fucking yards
is here because at the end of the day, 32 of 47, 340, lost. He played great. Listen to me. He played great. We still lost. He played great.
So hold on. So is that on him too?
You know
what does not come with one.
Look. Obviously, like Caleb made some.
Hold on. Time out. Foul asked a question. Do you want to get into this right now?
Yes, might as well. Fuck it.
Well, I mean, you a fucking hater anyway, so you gonna tell him that it was on him.
What did Foul ask? Kyle, what's your question? What was your question?
I asked him, was the loss on him? Was the loss on Caleb?
We don't want to spend too much time on this because we got another guest in the back.
I don't care about that. My point is this.
I do.
We're sitting here saying, yes, he had a great game. Val just asked, was the losing of the game on him? Great players also have to have great moments.
Well, look, the answer to your question is
stop easy, because I'm not going to sit up here and give him all the praise, but not give him no punishment. He fucked up in overtime.
Okay, well,
he fucked up in overtime.
If you listen to me, JB, if you listen, take a moment to listen, I'm going to partially agree with you. Yeah, obviously part of the loss is on him because he is the quarterback, and you could the quarterback always has to have some level of responsibility. That being said, if I'm looking at it as a whole, I fully blame the defense for giving up multiple third downs, for wasting a holding penalty that pushed the Vikings back to a 1st and 20 in overtime, and for just getting completely soft and limp dick on 3rd and long many times throughout the game. It felt like the Vikings, every time they had a 3rd and long, they were just
I wouldn't blame the defense.
So, yes, you could nitpick and you could call Caleb out for taking a sack in overtime. That can't happen. That's the biggest problem I'd say with his game right now is he takes sacks that he should not take. That's something that I remember Tony Romo did a lot. But this lot, like the defense, we can't stop talking about how great this defense is if they're going to be giving up 3rd and long as much as they are.
This was their one bad defensive game, so we can't knock our fucking.
Well, I want to say it's the one bad defensive game.
This was their one bad game. All right, and
it's not as good a run defense as it used to be.
I'm not putting this on one person. This is defensively as a whole because, pause on that one, right? But defensively, this is what Eberflus is known for. Mainly that one specific thing in overtime is he is known to sit back and allow the yards to come, the easy routes. That overtime on those 2 plays that were 3rd and long, our linebackers and DBs all were behind the 1st down marker. That's fucked up.
This is right. What I'm saying is it's a bad coaching kind of thing. The defense isn't necessarily like the players are good. I feel like Eberflus is just not coaching these guys well. And let's not pretend he's turning water into wine. We have the 5th highest paid defense in the NFL. Like they're paying legit players, and the performance has been substandard because of the coaching. That's really, I think that's really all there is to it.
They go hand in hand, easy. That's what I've been trying to say. I
want to credit you for that, JB, because I think that's one thing you've definitely gotten right is, you've been on Eberflus's ass, since the beginning, and I have too. I guess we all kind of have.
None of us wanted Eberflus.
But I mean, it really does look like just a horribly coached team, like of good players that just aren't being put in the right position on defense.
The thing is this: they quarterback went out with a fucking ankle injury. Yeah. So some bitch can't move. So guess what you do? You blitz his ass.
Thank you.
100%.
You make that motherfucker run. You make him run. You get him off a spot. You don't sit back there and let his ass sit
get him
there.
Off his axis,
let me see. Oh, okay. Wait for you. And play.
His access foul. You said to me, you talk all the time. If you sit up there and you know Brian Flores, regardless of he didn't blitz as much as I thought he would have.
Nah, shit. But, oh, no, that motherfucker blitz.
No, I said
except they get home like they usually do. That's all.
Right. They didn't get home. That's what it was, right? But I'm looking at Eberflus, and this dude is hurt, and you not blitzing, like.
And like, let's not pretend that it's some like excellent quarterback back there. It's still Sam Darnold. He's
Tyler Gordon should have been blitz.
He did not blitz once in this game. I didn't understand.
Nah, he blitzed. I saw one.
Was it one? Okay,
I saw one for sure.
The thing is this: I didn't get your defensive line is not getting the pressure that it should be getting. Last year when they weren't doing that, guess what the son bitch was doing? He was blitzing, and they were actually getting home with it, even though it wasn't typical of the cover two.
No, he was getting pressures. They weren't getting sacks. He was getting
they was getting some sacks.
Now the Bears only had 20
No. This was like one or two games before prior to Montez. That's when he started. That's when he started blitzing more because they weren't getting home.
Right. Look, I haven't been around as much, so I don't know what we've been what y'all have been talking about on the show. I apologize. Work's very busy and whatnot, but like. I want to ask, have we been talking draft yet? Because it's getting to that point where we need to start talking draft.
We're still not talking draft.
We still have way too much to talk about apart from draft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Willis brought up a good point.
Like, I'm just letting you know it's on the horizon.
Yeah.
Exams are
coming
up.
we need to bring in our guest host. She's kind of been waiting back there. Our other guest, she's been waiting back there for a while. So
let's go ahead and talk about them little pussy cats.
Oh, I mean, they're big pussy cats. They're not little pussy cats.
Right? They moved on from biting kneecaps to biting heads off.
I'll flip her off right when she comes in.
What's new, pussy cat?
She's not wrong.
So Sherry,
Pussy Thursday.
Hey
our
guys,
local Lions fan.
What's
going on? Been a while. Look at her.
Let's go.
Hey, Sherry.
Hey, what's going on here?
It's always nice talking.
Put him in the bedroom. Sonny, any mushes in there ain't gonna fit. I don't give a fuck. Put him in.
Look, where did she go?
Where'd she go?
We lost her.
I got her.
I was just playing.
I got her.
I was joking. It was part of the skit.
I was like, Sherry, look, Sherry's been coming on and off like our Bears offense.
Can we not lose Sherry? Like, we just got her.
It was part of the skit.
Also, how about the specialty?
Jesus.
Gentlemen, hello. How are you?
Yeah.
JB, I heard you say you don't give a what about our next guest, and I'm going to hold that against you. That shit was personal. Thank you.
I didn't know it was you. It was just in a moment. Hey, Obama's coming on. Man, I don't give a fuck the next guest on. Let me talk about this shit.
Hey,
Jesus
my
Christ
people.
himself is
I know, I miss y'all too. But yes, I'm here to bandwagon.
I can't call Sherry a bandwagon. I've known her for a while. She's never not been a Lions fan.
Look, there's gonna be bandwagon Lions fans.
Wait,
she's showing her feet.
Michigan tattooed on my foot. So,
yes, but you don't like the Wolverines.
Somebody might have took a snapshot of that and put it on the internet.
Because I went here.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
you can't be showing free feet pics. Like people are gonna.
Yeah, I know. Somebody's gonna snapshot that and put it on the internet and make.
That's ladies and gentlemen, this is
But we will take a super chat for Sherry's feet, though. You know, since we're gonna do the OnlyFans.
If it's going on the super chat,
go ahead. Just pimp her out, Val. That's great.
You know what? I got some other feet tattoos. If y'all, I got 2 feet. Let's go.
You have 2 feet? That's so cool.
So you gentlemen ready for Thursday?
No.
Yeah.
No.
How the fuck ain't we?
No, look, I'm ready.
All right. Why wouldn't we?
I mean, I'll tell you what this, the Lions have not won Thanksgiving. I think it's in seven or 8 years.
That's going to change.
I believe I was at that game. If I'm counting my years correctly. And I can't even really talk too much shit because I kind of feel bad for y'all. And so, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to pat y'all on the head. I'm going to say,
oh, come on.
I know. It's even worse.
You can't be doing that.
It's sympathy. Isn't it bad? You guys are getting sympathy for a Lions fan.
Well,
because I'm going to say it like wherever Chris is hiding. Beginning of the season when Michigan started losing a bunch of games, at first I thought it was kind of funny. And then I was like, oh, this is kind of getting out of hand. Same thing with the Bears. I'm watching y'all. I'm like, this is kind of funny. And now I'm like, I can't even talk shit, man. I can't.
It's bad.
I got old Lion shit too. I got Calvin jersey in the back. I got some old shit. Y'all trying to act like we out here. My very first professional football game I ever went to was Vikings Lions in the Pontiac Silverdome. So if that tells you how long I've been cheering for the Lions, that's right. And I sure was with them when they were 0-18. Let's go. But let's talk about now. Let's talk about the best team in the NFL. Let's talk about the best.
Okay, what do you want to say about the Chiefs?
In the NFL. Mr. Dan Campbell. Who just left? Why are y'all leaving? Y'all don't like me?
No.
We're still here. He's got a baby. Leave him alone.
That's true. I thought he was just in his because I was talking shit.
He could be changing a diaper.
You
don't want to do that on air.
There he is.
Oh, what happened now? What I missed?
I'm talking shit about Michigan and you left.
Oh, don't worry about it, baby. We'll be right back next year. We got our quarterback.
You better.
Hey, I'm telling you right now. Matter of fact, the whole fucking nation better be scared because now we in that NIL game. We in that. Look, y'all ain't even relevant. Michigan State. All right, little brother, y'all ain't even relevant.
They got basketball.
Hey, long as y'all keep James Franklin, you gonna keep blowing games. So it don't matter.
We got basketball.
Hey, we national champs. Y'all gotta win one.
We have.
Okay, but let's calibrate for a minute here. We all say numbers wrong a lot of the time. Sometimes that just happens.
Oh,
right?
Did I misspeak? Yeah, I'm not good at speaking.
You did say 0-18, but we
you know what? Because it probably lost some preseason games.
Yeah, that is a good point. We should
actually no. Y'all were undefeated in the preseason that year. That's another random trivia thing that I just know. But I will say, to the Lions' credit, I have Gibbs and Montgomery on my fantasy team, and they're the only things keeping me alive right now. So that's pretty cool.
Well, I can't wait.
You're an idiot. Dumbass.
I'm an idiot for what now?
Why would you get two running backs on the same fucking team?
Because they deliver every week.
Okay, but I mean they're not supposed to. You wonder why you're fucking.
Pretty much every week.
Not supposed to.
But you both said stuff at the same time. I'm gonna go with Sherry.
Thank you, as you should, because they pretty much both score a touchdown every single game.
Yeah, but did you expect that when you drafted both of them?
Well, what I expected was I expected Gibbs to get a lot of catches in a PPR, and I expected Montgomery to get a lot of touchdowns, and that's what's been happening. The problem with my team is, I've had just injuries. Neighbors went down. Jonathan Taylor hasn't been playing well. Like that's really what that's been the main issue. But yeah, but I don't care. That's fantasy football. It's not even real. How are we feeling about
Thursday, y'all? We always play you guys tough, so I can't wait till we play y'all.
That is true. I mean, it's been a long time since either one of those teams have gotten blown out when it's Bears versus Lions. So hopefully it'll stay.
I think we might only lose by 10, fellas.
What's the line? Is it 10.5?
Is it 10.5?
Is it 10.5?
I think I don't know. I think
I believe it
earlier because I wanted to see what the
I'll check
line
the
for.
line.
It came in at 10.
I think last time
the line started at 10.
Bad. It came in at 10 because I wanted to see what the line for Montgomery having 2 touchdowns, and it's only plus 285 for Montgomery scoring twice.
But you said 10. Look, that's a lot of points.
And I guarantee you they're not gonna cover it.
10?
No, they're not.
Honestly, I would.
The Bears are gonna make this game close.
I'd take the Bears if it's 10.5.
The Bears been in every goddamn game. They've gone and lost every game except for them.
Except
two.
Arizona
and the Patriots. Every game has been by 1 score.
Yeah,
except
but I mean,
Arizona and the Patriots.
Not to always show the real game because. Yeah.
What do you?
Minnesota kind of dialed back. They were up.
Dial back.
Man, they didn't
dial back my ass.
What they were at the beginning of the season. Minnesota is very.
I'll tell you.
Will somebody please get this motherfucker? Is Morris making fucking haterade beer or something?
Minnesota was winning by more than 2 scores, and then they just started playing prevent
And that's what Minnesota's been doing this year.
Exactly.
And it's
Brian
been
Flores
putting them in
doesn't
trouble.
back off.
Thank you. Exactly. They all.
It doesn't give
like,
you still have to move the fucking ball, JB.
You don't listen, man. You never
listen. Y'all, if y'all don't think Ben Johnson
Minnesota took the dogs off, bro. They thought they was gonna walk out and was like, "Oh, we up 2 scores. Game is over."
I guess they thought. I guess they thought that too when we got the ball to score again, huh?
No, I mean,
hey, guess who? Guess who not about to do that?
But we gonna find out.
All I know is
We
JB
gonna
will
find
always
out.
say
The Lions have been going straight to the head all game.
Listen.
We do not back down.
Man, y'all
motherfuckers see how we come at teams.
How much did y'all beat Indianapolis, who ain't really got no offense?
I mean, how much did they beat the last
touchdown on us in 10 quarters?
Huh? Nobody. I guarantee you, we will.
I guarantee you, we will. Without someone scoring a touchdown.
First of all, y'all defense ain't nowhere near as good as fucking Minnesota's.
Foul. They had a game where their quarterback threw 5 interceptions and they won.
And they still won.
And that was defensive.
And that was a game that like had good loss written all over it for the Lions. Yeah.
You want to suck they dick too?
And you know what I did, Easy? I put money on the Lions at halftime.
I would have done the same thing if I lived in a gambling state.
You won, Sherry. I know you won.
You know I did. Yo, and that's what I'm saying. Look, we are 1-7 the last 8 Thanksgivings. You don't think that we're coming straight at y'all? Because here's the thing. I don't mean to say this negatively, but like this, the Bears isn't necessarily a game the Lions have like circled on the schedule. Like this is a big one, but because it's Thanksgiving, because it's at home, and because we've lost that many in a row, that's why it's circled. I would honestly, as a Lions fan, I would be more worried about us coming off the Bills game and playing y'all here on the 21st. If y'all were to steal a game, I would say that would be the one outside because again,
Jared Goff does not play well in our stadium.
Because
also,
if that one is right between the Bills and right between the 49ers, that could be our trap game. That is a trap game. That is very much set up. This one, we have some unfinished business just because it's Thanksgiving. And then we come back the next week against the Packers. We got some shit to do. After that, let's go.
How many 50-point games?
Look, I mean,
nobody's scared of them little fucking pussy cats.
Y'all
what do you think we supposed to sit up there? The Lions. The fucking Lions. Hey, look, at the end of the goddamn day, if you put pressure on Jared Goff, your quarterback is still a turnover machine. When you put pressure on your quarterback, he's a turnover machine.
But how do you get pressure on him with that line? That's the thing.
Well, that depends on the dumbass coach. Is he going to fucking blitz him? Because I blitz his sorry ass all day.
You need the personnel, Chris, to do that.
You do got the person. First of all, our defense is better than y'all's. First of all, and that's
is it?
It is.
Is it really?
They've outscored their past 2 opponents 76-12. 76-12.
I am a Cubs fan too.
And who they play Indianapolis that can't score
very much. I live right by Wrigley Field.
Oh, you are a Cubs fan? That's cool.
Yes, because I actually live the Wrigley Field's right down the street, and because I cheer for the Tigers, I can have an AL and an NL team. So I am a Cubs fan. That's the only Chicago team that I cheer for.
Yeah, you just all fucked up, Sherry. You Penn State fan, Cubs fan, Lions fan.
What does my dad mean by a Sylvie sandwich bet?
The man threw 5 interceptions, and that meant nothing. Nothing.
Wait, who is?
Wait, how many interceptions did he throw against us last year?
Blonde. This is fake.
I don't know who Bears Down is, but no, that's her real hair. But again,
no, my real hair is blonde. This is my fake hair, John.
This is no. I thought she said a natural blonde.
This is natural. I am a natural blonde.
Yeah, right, as I said, your real hair. That's your real hair, the blonde.
Yes.
But to watch the Lions, and again, the last 3 years. Granted, we did have a little bit of success against them last year. The matchups were different. The teams were a little different. But this year, like, I see the Lions like, hey, they're for real.
This is Jahmyr Gibbs, that way too, for sure.
Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, over 20 rushing touchdowns. Amon St. Brown, Jameson Williams. Then you got Sam Laporta. Like, there's nothing they can't do. Going up against our vaunted Bears defense, who ain't really shit, what do you think they're going to try to do to us? They're going to try to expose and humiliate us. Not saying it is going to happen, but it damn sure is going to be attempted. It's going to be attempted.
Minnesota's supposed to do that.
They're going to try to beat us.
Minnesota don't have Detroit's offense, Chris. Stop being silly. They don't have their offense.
First of all, you shut the fuck up talking about somebody being silly with your dumb ass remarks you've been making.
No, you shut up because you're a fucking homer.
You talking about somebody sitting up there and making remarks. First of all, nobody sit up there and said that Detroit wasn't going to fucking score. I said our defense is better than theirs. Yes, I believe our defense is better than theirs. I didn't say our offense wasn't better than theirs. They do have a very very good
problem with your defense. They're on the field too much because your offense cannot do that.
Well, they haven't been like that the last 2 weeks.
Past 2 weeks,
look, I mean, the Bears does have that is your strength, right? Your strength is going to be your defense, but when you have an offense, like
our defense sucks
has to punt, where your punter has more yards than your quarterback. Maybe that
was before the previous 2 weeks before we traded up.
The defense is just going to get tired, and that's how you get injuries. That's how all you need is one slip. So this is really
you're talking about doing Shane Waldron's time.
It's
not Shane Waldron's time no more.
I mean, has it really gotten that much better?
Oh, yes, it has.
Significantly.
Significantly
better. The offense,
you might want to take out a Bears game.
They're staying on the field. They're not committing as many drive-killing penalties. The plays are getting in faster. It's like it's just a much smoother operation. It's like it is like watching an entirely different show.
It's like the flow is totally different. It's not like, okay, why the hell did you call that dumbass play? Why the hell did you call that dumbass play? That has absolutely no flow. No, actually, the flow of the game has been a lot better. Hence why his percentage has been up, his yards has been up, and the flow of the whole offense has been up.
Here's what I'll say, and Chris and John, y'all have known me for well over a decade. I have never been a delusional fan. Nope. I will always tell you when my teams are good, when my teams are bad. This team is overrated. I will 100% say it myself. I told y'all last season the Lions were really good. I said we're not going to make the Super Bowl. We're going to lose in our conference championship game. What did we do? I didn't think we were going to lose that way. I'm telling you this year, this is Super Bowl year. There is just something special about this team. Unless something drastic happens from an injury standpoint or, something crazy, the refs fixing it because Vegas doesn't want us to win because they have too much money on it. We are the Super Bowl favorites. The Super Bowl is ours to lose. What y'all talking about, Chris, is one individual game because here's the thing. We can still lose one, maybe even 2 games and still have that first seed. So
absolutely.
Y'all looking at this little thing by quarter, we looking at like this, like we have a nice cushion on here. So what I'm saying is y'all might get us in that trap game on December 21st. And guess what? It won't mean shit. But what it is part of the whole thing. And I'll tell you, I mean, and this team is special though. Dan Campbell's special. Our coaches are special. Ben Johnson, I don't know if y'all going. I don't know if Ben wants to come to y'all. We'll tell you this.
Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn been doing this thing. I like this because the biggest blow, Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, you beat me to it.
Big blow.
That was a huge blow, and I thought that was going to kill the Lions.
And what did we do? We got Darius Smith.
Darius Smith isn't so bad.
It shows how coaching makes
nobody's
a big
saying
difference.
that the Lions is bad or that they're not going to win this game. What I'm sitting up there saying is this shit ain't gonna be no fucking cakewalk. Like you two down there presuming that it is. Oh, they're doing this and they're so great. And the Bears.
I didn't say y'all the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not that disrespectful.
That's fucking insulting.
And I did say, what did I say? Y'all all heard me. I said your defense is the strong point of your game. However, you just don't have the firepower on offense to go head to head.
Actually, we do have the firepower on offense. The only thing is that now the play calling is fucking different. Look at I'll take wide receivers
calling like the design. It's like it's the speed at which the plays are called. It's the
Jameis Williamson. What's his name? Jameis Williams. Wherever he is, he still ain't found himself. St. Brown is a beast. You got Laporta, but I would take Cole Kmet, Roma Doomsday, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Cole Kmet over y'all receiver core easily any day of the week.
I don't know about that.
And this is the thing. I do agree.
Second wide receiver easy.
Foul. I do agree with you, but you also got to play. You got to go into the fact that the biggest difference is that Detroit Lions offensive line. We have one of the worst offensive lines.
I said they receiving core.
Yeah, I know it. I said I agree with you on the receiver.
This is why I say foul.
If we're just going by names, then yes, the Bears receiving core.
Because this team
I still wouldn't take, because you know what else it is? It's chemistry.
50-point games.
It's about chemistry. You have a quarterback that has phenomenal chemistry with these receivers that are phenomenal receivers. And I would tell you, like, DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, I don't know about them being team players the way J-Mo and St. Brown are. Those are team players.
I actually agree with that.
Yes.
But that's
what I'm sitting up there saying is, we talking about talent, right? I will take Roma Doomsday, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Cole Kmet over St. Brown, whatever his name is, Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta, and whoever the hell y'all third wide receiver is, because we don't even know who the fuck he is.
Tim St. Patrick?
Yeah, don't know who the fuck he is.
A lot of Saints.
Tim Patrick.
Sorry, Tim Patrick.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Ghost out there.
I was like, that's not right.
Isn't Josh Reynolds still on your team? Is Josh Reynolds still on your team as well?
Put something else in there. Look,
former Bear Allen Robinson.
Look, if I'm
taking, here's the thing, Chris. I'm gonna let y'all keep all of them. I'm gonna let you keep all of them because our receiving core, that chemistry is beautiful. They're making catches like.
I agree with Sherry on that.
Yeah.
It's about chemistry.
Also, like, if we're being honest, the best player on either of the offenses right now, the best player on the Bears offense, and probably like the best offensive player, in my opinion, in the NFC North is Penei Sewell.
What?
I think he's the most valuable player on that offense. Just the way
you can say valuable. I wouldn't say best.
He anchors the line, the way like pass pro, run blocking. He does everything. I think Penei Sewell is the MVP
having that line is what the line solidifies absolutely everything.
Y'all probably got the best line in football, no doubt.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing though. Like, I mean, we always talk about Jared Goff. I mean, he's a solid quarterback. Maybe even
he is when he got time.
But that's the thing. That's where I'm going with this. A solid quarterback, and we're seeing it in Minnesota right now with Sam Darnold. A solid quarterback is going to be a really damn fucking good quarterback if you can protect him for a good 5 to 10 seconds to throw the football. And you have a coach who knows how to scheme for what your quarterback can do and what he can't. We haven't found that guy yet. And I still don't know if the offensive coordinator that we have here right now can. But we have not found that yet since fucking ever.
Here's the biggest issue that I'm having. The Bears, we have not really shown anything to where we're like, we can beat the Lions. We've shown a little promise with Caleb. Our defense has not shown that they're the so-called top 5 defense that we were coming into last year because, again, when you play the Little Sisters of the Poor, you look better than what you really are. But this team has put up 2 50-point games, 2 40-point games. Also won a game where a quarterback throws 5 interceptions. I guarantee if you look in the history of football, how many teams have won a game where the quarterback threw 5 interceptions? It might be a handful.
It was throwing 5 interceptions and being down 15 points. The last time a team won with that, I believe it was 1978. It was Johnny Unitas with the Baltimore Colts against the Chicago Bears.
Wait.
That is the last time a quarterback threw 5 interceptions and the team was down by more than 2 scores.
Didn't the Bears beat the Lions?
There you go, Sherry.
I thought the Bears beat the Lions and we threw 5 interceptions too.
I said 5 interceptions.
Oh no, that was the Rams. I'm sorry.
We beat down the Rams more than 15 points. It was a combo stat.
And being down, they were down.
Flashed it during the game, so my dad went and looked to find the game. Yeah, and it was against the Bears with Johnny Unitas as
what a
quarterback.
fucking shock!
And our defense is not what we expected or thought it was going to be. The only thing that I will say against this team is I hope we don't get humiliated. But on the backside, I kind of hope we do. Yes, Bears fans, I'm saying that. Because, God damn it, if the Detroit Lions humiliate us, can you please fire Eberflus?
I think Eberflus is gone regardless of how
they put up 50 points against the Titans and the Jaguars.
They won't.
I don't care. They did it.
They won't fire him.
They did it.
They're not going to fire him in the middle of the season.
Defenses.
There was zero reason to not fire him at least after the New England game.
Honestly, JB, it's kind of sad. I mean,
I say only because it's Thanksgiving. And if they beat us on Thanksgiving, that's a fireable offense as well.
If they wouldn't fire him after the New England game, in which they gained 3 yards of total offense and were completely outcoached by a rookie coach, rookie quarterback outplayed by a rookie quarterback, there was no excuse, there was no logical, discernible reason to keep Eberflus after that game.
I knew they weren't going to get rid of him.
Here's the problem: if y'all start to win a little game here and there, they might keep his ass too.
I don't think.
They ain't gonna.
I officially feel he is done at the end of the year. No matter. We can win out, and I still feel
it was officially. If he don't make the playoffs, and then as the season went on, he was gonna probably have to win a game or two in the fucking playoffs. So his ass is about done. He's about done. Matter of fact, Sherry, could you hold on for a second? We're gonna play some quick bills, and then we're gonna get right back to it. That's it.
When high standards prevailed, when excellent craftsmanship was displayed and treated with the utmost importance. Acquire the crisp, refreshing taste of Moore's Beer. Moore's Beer. Raise your standards.
Thank you. The Chicago Clubhouse Podcast is brought to you by In the Zone. Want to get some sporting gear? In the Zone. Great tasting, according to JB, according to Frank the Tank, according to T. Nick. Moore's Beer. Moore's Beer. Great tasting. I never had it before. I don't drink. Sherry, you ever had Moore's Beer?
It's good. It's really good.
Good?
I'm pretty sure I should have JB some from 5 years ago, but I don't forget.
I heard it's good. Well, it's getting close to that 10 o'clock time. So you know what, Sherry, you're a guest. We're going to get into some predictions and shout outs. So Sherry, since you are a member of the Chicago Clubhouse Network, baby, she says what she says. I always say the damn it behind it on Wednesdays. It's by Sherry
I'm on
here.
a little bit of a hiatus.
She's been on hiatus. So
but I'm always thinking of my next move. So
that's right. So you go ahead and you can kick it off.
That's all.
You can give us your predictions and also your shout outs.
For all the games this weekend or just ours?
Just our game.
Look, I'm not going to do points, but I'm going to tell you that the spread, I'm going to take the Lions still. We got over 10 points of a win. And I'm going to say Dave Montgomery has at least 2 touchdowns. And I've been looking at my DraftKings. Don't worry, I'm going to put together maybe a little 5-way parlay for the Lions for this game for y'all. I'm gonna work on that though. I got a day to get that ready. So Lions are over 10. We're taking that win and we're taking that Super Bowl, baby. Let's go out. Dan Campbell, Coach of the Year. I got money on that one too.
Okay. Well, you got any shout outs?
To y'all.
Oh.
I love y'all. I do. When we went and when I saw y'all guys at T-Nick's birthday, it was like bringing it all back. Y'all know JB almost killed me one time, sent me to the hospital on a stretcher, but I still love you.
Wow. How did that happen?
We got to keep this thing PG. Let's.
No, he threw a pass, and I defended it, and then I got just a little concussion. But I still love him. So my shout out is to y'all.
Like a Marshall Brady.
Thank you. Well, easy.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not going to pick the Bears. I'm an objective fan. We're probably going to lose 30-20. It'll be closer than some people might expect. I just don't have the highest expectations. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Jim McMahon. Really cool to talk to him. Shout out to Misty as well for being on the show. T-Nick letting me be on the show today. It's kind of cool. Shout out to you guys. First time I've been on the show in a while. It's the only free Tuesday I've had in a long time, so it's cool to be a part of it. And that's all I got to say.
Well,
and shout out to Ben Johnson, the next Bears head coach.
No.
I fucking hope not.
You hope not? You don't want Ben Johnson? Okay, I'll keep it.
I don't want another rookie coach. I'm tired of it.
I don't want to look. I don't either.
It's not against him personally. It's just that I don't want another rookie coach. Don't know if he's a leader of men. We've been going through that shit the last 3 fucking coaches. They can kiss my ass. I'm straight. Frank the Tank, you're up.
Oh, fuck. So, yeah, I'm up there as well. There's no fucking shot we're winning this game. Mainly it's because we can't stop the run, and you're going up against one of the best, if not the best, 1-2 punches in the NFL. So, I got Lions winning this game 30-24. This is the first time I've ever picked Bears defense to let up more than 20 points. But as long as fucking Eberflus is fucking calling that defense, man, we're not gonna be able to affect no matter how much talent we have out there.
Eberflusy.
Which I was right there with you. We should have fired him after the New England game, but I said right on this live on here, it was not gonna fucking happen. They are gonna fire Waldron, who should have been fired as well, but they're not gonna fire 2 coaches. But Eberflus will be gone at the end of the season, and Ben Johnson will be your new head coach.
Okay. JB, you on deck, brother.
I can't wait to hear
be
this
done
one.
by 10.
4-2.
Well, no, that was. I didn't think everybody was gonna be so quick, but because I have to go.
I know, that's what I said. I was looking at them. They told me they want to be done by 10, so I'm like, shit.
All right, I'll do a quick shout out. Shout out to real quick. Give JB some more time. Yeah. So. Shout out to, like I said, Jim McMahon as well. Shout out to everyone's family and stuff like that for Thanksgiving coming up. I hope everyone has a good Thanksgiving. Everyone has safe travels if they have to travel anywhere. So shout out to all the good food and turkey that we're going to be eating up here in a few days. So
I like that, Kirk. That's dope.
Thanks, Crook. Even though I'm laughing at that
absolutely.
Easy ass, the white Uncle Phil. Lord have mercy.
Oh, Lord.
More like Uncle Fester, the bearded Uncle Fester.
Get him a light.
Adam Family references. Wow.
Yeah. 2% milk, baby.
So, which is all I buy, by the way. But anyway. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it on my chest. Lions 34, Bears 17. I just don't see the Bears as good as Caleb played. True, 2 touchdowns, right? we were close. We was at that 30 mark. Now, me and you talk. We watched Justin and them put up 28 points a game with way less talent and a way inferior offensive scheme. But this Lions team, they got something to prove. They got something to say. I say Lions 34-17, and that's if they don't try to really embarrass us. But
yeah, you making Sherry glow over there.
That's just how I feel. I don't feel. I just don't feel they have a chance, man. I just don't. And it's sad because normally we match up pretty well with the Lions the last 2 to 3 years.
Historically, yes. Mm-hmm. This ain't the year.
Yeah, this. That's the best team in football. That's it. That's all. I'm gonna say that. Shout out to you guys because Tuesdays is always my day. I love it more than my weekends. Shout out to Jim McMahon. Hey, do y'all realize who we had on today?
No, who?
QB. Super Bowl. We had a Super Bowl winning champion again. Dennis McKinnon, Keith Van Horn, now Jim McMahon, Steve McMichael with Misty. We continue to bring you Super Bowl winning athletes for our own Chicago Bears. Love it. Shout out to Jimmy Mack. Can't wait to get him back on because I kind of feel he didn't get to say everything he wanted to say. And I want him to go full scorched earth when he's ready. I really do. Now we're going to get into this chat. Chat was lit, y'all. Chat, when I say the chat was lit. Hey, starting off, oh, wow. I'm sorry. You know what? I got kicked out and my refresh was 8:48, which starts off with Lorenzo Clemens. So this might be a little shorter than what it normally would have been. I know there were a couple people on earlier. Hopefully they chime back in. But I'll start off with Lorenzo Clemens, Andrew Smith, Sam F. Blackwell, one of our P1s, Jeanette Johnson, Kathy Mack. Kathy Mack is new, I believe, but she said hello, Misty. Obviously, Crooked Commish. Shout out to B-Tracks at Chicago Sports Podcast chiming in. Andrea Canchola for chiming in. Jay Greer, hey, our man, East Coast, Jay Greer's chimed in. Obviously, Easy moves on. Tucson J, thank you for chiming in. Skylark be changing his name. Now he's Skylark AOA. A as in the letter A. Only know. It's still Skylark though.
Yeah, no doubt.
Not a lot of Skylarks out there.
My man. Ryan Burbridge, thank you for either tuning in or thank you for coming back. Because I feel like I heard that name before. S.E. Spencer. S.E.
Shawnee.
Shawnee.
That's Shawnee.
You know what? Duh. Shawnee, thank you for chiming in, baby girl. Appreciate you. That's about it. I know we had a lot more. Misty chimed in. One of her girls chimed in. I know we had, oh man, I wish I didn't get kicked out. Bears Down chimed in. Rob Zombie. Easy. That's your pops. Rob Zombie
very
chimed
close.
My man, my brother from another Bullets. Always that West Coast, that Cali love, always chiming in. Victor Elliott, thank you, Victor. I believe it. Victor is either a new one or a repeat. We appreciate you, Victor. Bears Down, chiming in. Sivius R. Dixon. Sivius and I, not too far off, 35-10. Sivius, I feel you on that. Andrea, 24-23. That's very opportunistic.
Absolutely.
I don't think that. I don't see it. But again, Lorenzo Clemens chimed in earlier. We definitely saw him. Anybody else? I apologize for whatever reason I got kicked out. I wasn't able to get everybody, but
all these internet
else that I missed. No. Well, first of all, Aldi's has great meat, great produce, so don't do that.
I said internet, not inner meat.
Great meat, great produce. They don't provide in there. It was Comcast who charges the most.
Yeah, well, I'm not shocked.
And if we only, shout out to SB, shout out to any family that I got watching. But if we got one person watching, Podcast Mom, most affectionately known as Miss Sandra Bonham Holmes.
Love you, Mama.
And happy Thanksgiving to y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving.
That's it, Val.
Okay. Well, let me see. My prediction. What you think about, my man? Huh? What you think? What you say? He says 34-27 Lions. Yeah, I know. Fucked up. He ain't a Lions fan either, nor am I. So with that prediction, let me get out to my shout outs. First of all, I want to shout you good people out Frank the Tank, the White Uncle Phil Easy over there.
2%.
Ain't been on in a minute. Sherry, my former teammate, hasn't been on in a minute either. JB, our boy here, Grogu. T Nick, that he's sick and sound like he had a damn frog in his throat.
Vito Corleone.
Yeah. Our super producer in the back, the Quickie Commish. Shout out to Misty McMichael, wife of Hall of Famer Steve McMichael. Shout out to my first QB that I ever loved, the Punky QB from BYU, the Rebel, Jim fucking McMahon. Shout out to you. Can't wait to have you back on. Also want to give a shout out to the kiddies. Give a shout out to the chat. The chat was lit. Remember, people, to like and subscribe to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Remember, you can catch us the whole week. Monday, we got the Quickie Commish with his fantasy draft. Tuesdays, you got the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Usually on Wednesdays, we got Sherry. She said what she said. Damn it. You know what I'm saying? Then we also got Bull Spit on Thursdays or Plunk. Easy does it whenever
Easy shows up when the
like
fuck he
on,
wants.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, 2% Milk. We can't hear your ass either. He's gonna change his name about 5 times.
Didn't even realize it.
Easy does it when Easy wants to do it.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Easy does it when Easy feels like it.
And you can also catch the Chicago Bears pregame on Sundays or whichever fucking day they play. Shit, you can catch them on that. Give a shout out to our sponsors. You got In the Zone, Moore's Beer, Hugh, Visions. I guess he ain't doing that.
Vision.
Gotta have that vision. Also to our newest sponsor, Fantasy Jocks. Anytime you want all that belts and fantasy league rings and all that stuff, championship rings and belts, check out Fantasy Jocks. Okay. Other than that, on a more serious note, me and JB, we lost one of our dirtbag brothers, Shamu.
Man,
we want to send a special prayer and shout out to his family. Thoughts and prayers out to them. Good brother.
Great
he's part of
man.
our dirtbag family.
One of my favorites.
You know him, Sherry. Yeah.
I do. I've known him for a long time. It's devastating. It's really devastating. He was
47 years of age.
Yeah,
memorable
47.
man.
Yeah, happened all of a sudden, but from us, we love you, Shamu. You'll be truly missed, my brother. Always love you. And other than that, I'm fucking done. And guess what, people? We the fuck out.
Fire Eberflus.
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
Oh, bye.
Cheap this weekend. After this.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
Good night, Austria.
Hey, good night, Austria, huh?
Good night, Kazakhstan.
Australia. Fucking
Ecuador.
Shrimp on the barbie.
Where's Deadpool at?
Good night,
Deadpool ain't
Senegal.
came in yet? Where's Deadpool?
You're still here. It's over. Go home.